park that there for some strange reason. What do we got here? Okay. So, a couple minutes about me, but not too much because we have one-to-one. So, key thing about me and how I operate is I have an engineering background and a business background. And those two things combined make me a great auto broker. And we'll talk more about what that really is in a minute, because what it means is that I know how to solve problems. I know how to work with people to solve problems and understand what their needs are. So the engineering is the analytical side, the business side is the figure out what a person wants and how to get there. Let's talk a little bit about H.M. Brown and auto brokers. So what is a broker? It's not a common, all right, go ahead.
No, it's somebody who doesn't have loyalties to a specific company, but to the needs of their client.
Very good, very good. So the broker term has different meaning in Colorado than many other states. The automotive industry is very tightly regulated on a state-by-state basis. And in fact, if you go to another state, they may have somebody called an auto broker who doesn't do what we do. In Colorado, an auto broker is blessed, if you will, by the state. Licensing, as a matter of fact, our owner, Bud Brown, 30 years ago was one of the people that did a lot of lobbying to get the laws changed in Colorado so we could do what we do. What a broker does is, has no loyalty. I do any car, new or used. And when I say new or used, so we have a lot with a bunch of used cars. I've got a list here, there's about 130 used cars. And if I don't have the right car, I will go find one. The model is a consultative model. If I don't have what you want, I'll go find what you want. For example, Karen was really excited when I said I had this A3. It's the wrong color. So if you're really serious, I can go try and find one with that's the right color. I will tell you the used car market's really tough right now, but I'm doing 3 or 4 searches right now for just the right color car. I've got one client's driving me nuts. She wants a Ford Edge that is a certain color blue that they only made about 5,000 of. I can't find one, so we're looking all over the place. And the other thing that we do is on new cars. So I'll do any new car. And you avoid going to dealership. So it's a different experience. About 95% of H.M. Brown's business is repeat and referral. So we don't advertise it. This is our advertising. You guys seen this plate when you drive around?
Yep.
You've either seen it like that, or you've seen it with the license plate, and it's got that. That's the only advertising that H.M. Brown does. I do some other stuff. I mean, you all have a little giveaway. I put in front of you a little polishing cloth. I work with Valerie to do an email campaign to my clients. So the individual brokers will do their own marketing. I will be doing a Bronco schedule. I did a Bronco schedule last year. But H.M. Brown as a company does not do any advertising besides that, and yet 95% of our business is repeat and referral. We are the largest broker in the state of Colorado by probably a factor of 2 over our next competitor. If you drive down Arapahoe Road here, there's all these dealerships, and we do more volume than they do. Not combined, but individually. Last month we did about 420 cars out of our location. The mix varies month to month. Lately, it's been about 70% new and 30% used. And that's just based on what the market is and what's going on. We shop for everything. In terms of one of the things that we have, H.M. Brown has a big advantage over other brokers. What advantages is because we're the largest and because we've been in business for 30 years. I've been there for 6 years, but we've been in business for 30 years. I was a customer for 20 years before I came to work there. So I've been on both sides of the equation. Because we're the largest, we have better access to both new and used cars than most any other broker around. And when I say new cars, I mean that seriously. So we actually, in some cases, have better access to a new car than a dealership would. I'll give you an example. I had a client about 1.5 years ago. We were looking for, in this case it was a Subaru. They wanted a certain color and a certain configuration. They were working with a dealership, and I don't like it when my customers shop around because once you've used me, you'll stop doing that because it's just too easy. But they said that they could get this car at Groove Subaru over on Arapahoe on Broadway. And I had done some research, and the answer was no, they didn't have it. And they said, well, they said they can get it. I said, no, they can't. There's one in the state. I'm not going to tell you where it is. There's one in the state, and because there's only one in the state, sometimes dealers will do what's called a dealer trade. So the guy at Groove will call up this guy, in this case it was the Springs, and say, I'll trade you a blue one for a black one. And they'll do that. Well, this was the only one in the state that color. They're not gonna trade their only black one, or whatever the color was, for a blue one when they've already got 5 blue. So, because we work with multiple dealers and we understand how the business works, I said, you can't get that one. And she said, yes, you can. I said, okay, call me back. They lie to you, dealerships lie, that's what they do for a living. So, call me back. So about 2 days later, she called me back. I said, okay. And it wasn't overpriced. She had never worked with us, didn't understand the process. I said, I've got it, I can get it for you. When you want delivery, we did delivery. She was very happy. In that case, we had better access than the dealership had because we knew where to get the car, we knew how it works, we knew how to do trades if appropriate, or go directly to the dealer. Same thing for used cars. 2 minutes, great, thank you. We also have great financing. Because H.M. Brown is actually owned by a dealer conglomerate, the dealership that owns this, it's not a dealership, it's a holding organization that owns us. They own all the group dealerships in town. They own all of the Vista dealerships in the Western Slope. They own dealerships in Tennessee and New England. We also have access to financing that you have to be part of a dealership organization to get. So if you are working with one of the other brokers in town, they're not gonna have the same financing that we. We have the best financing around, and we shop for it, in some cases, far better than what a dealership could do. I'll give you one example and then I'll go to Q&A. If you were to lease a Toyota Tacoma right now, and you went to any Toyota dealership, your payment is going to be between $50 and $100 more a month than what I can do through our sources. And it has to do with the particular model and the particular incentives that are going on. It's a hot car, Toyota has no incentives on it, and their lease program stinks. We shop for everything. Using one of our sources, a bank or credit union, will save you between $50 and $100 a month, and the dealership will not do that because they don't think about it. They've got Toyota captive financing, that's who they're going to do, and that's how it works. So, in a nutshell, it's a great experience, it's a consultative experience. My interest is what is good for you. If I don't sell you a car today, great. If we come back 2 years from now, that's what it's about. It's about building relationships lifelong. Any questions?
Just to make sure it's clear, he also handles leasing,
Yes.
so buy or lease, and what I love the most is I'll send him someone and say, tell my client, don't decide what you think you need until you talk to him. Maybe leasing's better, maybe purchase is better, so it's a very nice combination.
Yeah. I'm a fan of leasing, but it's not right for everybody. You've got to be educated. The dealerships don't do a good job educating you on what the pluses and minuses are on leasing, and you have to understand going in. We don't like surprises. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
We've not had the pleasure of doing business together yet, because I haven't wrecked a car lately. It took a little long for me. I have used auto brokers before, and I will never, ever, ever set foot on a car lot without a broker. I will never. The service you do, the things you do, and we work together on other projects, is phenomenal. You take care of your people, just an all-around good guy.
One thing, of course, so my time's up, but part of my mission is to make it so, I said 3 things. I said time, money, and brain damage.
Yes.
But part of my mission is that you never have to go to a dealership.
Yeah.
When we look at the cars, you don't go to a dealership. You come to my office and we'll do 2 or 3 cars. Thank you, Mike.